So then, the BTCC at Silverstone. I'm going to do this in one of my sort of one-shot videos because there was quite a bit to talk about. I want to try and cover it as quickly and as effectively as I possibly can. We have had news since then that Jake Hill is going to be leaving MB Motorsport and the BTCC to pursue an international racing career. Rumours are, from what I'm hearing, it could be the West Surrey Racing campaign, which, you know, could open up a route back into active racing for another former West Surrey Racing champion in Colin Turkington. But either way, we're going to be going into the finale. Let's talk about the standings, actually, before I talk about the races. With Tom Ingram having a 33-point lead, so it could even be that it doesn't go down to the final race, but it has gone down to a Brands Hatch finale yet again. It is overwhelmingly a two-horse race, with Dan Camish in third. What is it? Nearly 150 points back. Ingram's on 419, Camish on 275. Jake Hill might close out his BTCC career, for now at least, in third. He's only 4 points behind Dan Cam coming into the finale, and he is 14 clear of Robo. Though Robotton is pretty much safe with a top 5 on the year. Interestingly, doesn't actually have any second place finishes. He has 3 wins, he has 5 thirds. 8 podiums, none of them in second. The next one to have something similar to that is Adam Morgan, who has 4 second places and no wins, no thirds. Rainford has no third place despite having 3 podiums, one of them a win. And Moffat in 9th has no podiums all season long. Which is just fascinating when it comes to, you know, talking about 27 races in the year. Either way, I'm sort of digressing from talking about the races themselves. Race 1 was won by Dan Lloyd. Now, granted, we did have that unfortunate fire for Nick Hamilton, which could be a season-ending one. Depends on if they're going to be able to have the ability and the resources to have that car fixed for Brands Hatch. I'd like to see Hamilton there, but it was bad enough that they had to withdraw from the remainder of the weekend at Silverstone. But it was still a good win for Dan Lloyd. He managed to fight his way to the front to get restart racing the win. Jake Hill was in second place and Gordon Shedden in third. Taylor Proctor's Virtue made it 4 different teams, albeit 3 different cars, in the top 4, whilst the top 5 was rounded out by another Toyota, that of Josh Cook, who, oh man, when we get to race 3 I'll talk about Josh Cook a bit more, because that was an impressive run right at the end there. Race 2 was the one for the top 3 of the championship. Behind them it was Aaron Taylor-Smith. And that was a good run that Taylor-Smith had up the order. Dan Lloyd did drop back down a bit, as did the likes of Shedden. But we have to remember, tyres played a factor in this one. You ended up with, 2 compounds of tyres, is it softs and mediums? So, of course, the top 3 is going to struggle a bit, even though we're talking, you know, a more slipstreamy track. Those slower parts of the track are going to have an impact, as well as some of the fast bits like Cops. I mean, also bear in mind cooler temperatures, so the compound difference could become more pronounced, especially because it would be something that's a bit lower in tyre wear itself as well. But yeah, I mean, overall, that was a fun race to also be able to sit down and watch. Race 3, however, yeah, I kind of wanted Josh Cook to win. That would have been a real feel-good story. Especially given everything with One Motorsport at the moment. But Sam Osborne deserves a win. It leads to this absolutely wild situation because Sam Osborne has been in the Jack Sears Trophy for quite a while now. And now we've got a situation in which the top 3 in the Jack Sears will not return next year because they've all won races outright. It feels so strange to be in that situation. But yeah, Rainford in his rookie season, De Leon in his first season with BMW, and then Sam Osborne have all won races. I think in my preseason prediction I had something about the Jack Sears Trophy being something that wouldn't necessarily go to... what was it? I'm going to pull it up right now because I remember it being something like the person who has the best finish. We have two Jack Sears drivers finish on the podium, 2 of them, and 3 of them won a race outright. I also had that they would not have the highest race finish. Well, here's a news flash. 3 of them won. So I have to figure out how I do the count back on that one. Or do I just disqualify myself from that one? I think, given what happened with World RX, I kind of need to not exclude myself from getting points where I can. But yeah, it was a fun race as well. It's one where things just went all over the place, especially for the restart Hyundais. We just saw them both flying off the track on lap 1 in different places. Wasn't it one at Copse and one at Maggots and Beckett's? But overall, I did enjoy it. Silverstone is a fun race, it's a fun track to watch, and the national circuit produces great racing. It's why I enjoy going on the national circuit in sim racing as well, because it's one of those ones where when you see it being actively used, you'll often see it in tin tops. I'm thinking, yeah, touring cars, but also in some smaller GT cars like GT4s. And there it's a lot of fun, because the laps are short, you get lots of slipstream, and it produces some good pack racing as well, which is always good for tin top racing, as in addition to all of that, especially if you're not using an oval. I didn't talk about the Manufacturers' Championship, though, by the way, and there's 1 point in it in Ford's favour with Alliance Racing. I believe this is the last year for the Focus, isn't it? So they'll want to round out all of that with a win. The Accelerator Hyundai is 1 point behind, 763 to 762. In the teams, it's a 3-point difference between Napa Racing UK and Team Virtue. Independents, let's talk about that. Dan Lloyd is 5 points clear of Mikey Doble. That leaves quite a bit up to play in the finale, especially because Chris Smiley is only 8 more points behind Doble. In the independent teams, Restart Racing has pretty much got it sealed. 483 points to Power Max Racing's 388. And yes, I already mentioned the Sears Trophy. De Leon's on 417, Rainford's on 409, Sam Osborne is 369. So the top 3 are sealed, the order is not. And how I'm going to sort out this whole countback situation I've been talking about, I do not yet know. But what I do think is that Tom Ingram has actually sealed the Wingfoot Award. It's impressive, really well done by him. Dan Camish, by the looks of things, is guaranteed the 2nd place from Ash Sutton, whilst it could easily go as 3rd place between Sutton. I think Rainford, Chilton and De Leon might just about be in range, but I don't know that one for certain. Either way, I've enjoyed doing this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. It's nice to do a one-shot for something like this, because it allows me to just focus on the things that really stood out to me. Anyways, until next time, it's bye for now.